agenda session. We have ordinances on second reading. For one, bond ordinance providing for the funding of various park improvements by in the city of New Brunswick and the county of Middlesex, state of New Jersey, appropriating $371,000, therefore and authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $353,000 bonds or notes, the financial part of the cost thereof. Two, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 10.16.210, Schedule 38, Time Limit Parking regarding to Lewis Street. Number three, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Stopping and Standing or Parking, Section 10.16.210, Schedule 38, Time Limit Parking Areas regards to Central Avenue. Number four, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 5.80, Rent Control, add new section 5.80.095, require landlords to provide for written receipts for rent or other payments paid in cash or by money order. Number five, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.16, Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 10.16.020, Schedule 24, no parking at any time regarding Lewis Street. Six, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.16, Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 10.16.050, Schedule 29, Time Limit Parking, in Section 10.16.020, Schedule 24 regarding College Avenue. Seven, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limit and establish a cap bank. We have an ordinance in our first reading, an ordinance to authorize the sale of city property and the granting of permanent easements regarding Block 242, Lot 10.03 with New Jersey Transit for county yard improvements project located at 400 Jersey Avenue, $727,000. We have resolutions. Number one, approve agenda amendments. Two, approve payroll. Three, authorize refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. Four, approve request for use of city property and sidewalk request. Requested by New Brunswick Cultural Center Incorporated, location Monument Square Park, and sidewalks in front of several stores and restaurants for a busker day, which is part of the Hub City Music Festival, Saturday, April 7th, April 14th, 21st, 2018, 5 to 8 p.m. Number five, approve request for street closing requested by Rutgers University, Department of Major Events and Programs, College Avenue between Bartlett and Senior Streets, the annual Hot Dog Day event for Rutgers students, Wednesday, April 18th, 2018. Rain date is Thursday, April 19th, 2018, time 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Police extra duty. Number six, approve request for use of city property and closure of streets requested by the Veterans Alliance of Raritan Valley Incorporated for the Memorial Day Parade opening ceremony at Monument Square Park. Location, Monument Square Park. Street closures, Livingston Avenue, Welton Street, George Street, Albany Street, Raritan Avenue to Woodbridge Avenue. Monday, May 28, 2018, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Police extra duty. Seven, approve request for use of city property requested by Pentecostal Council Church of God. A religious event, location and date Saturdays, War Memorial Park, May 26th, June 23rd, and August 11th, 2018. Joyce Kilmer Park, Saturday, July 28th, 2018. Feaster Park, Saturday, September 15th, 2018. Time 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Number eight, approve request for use of city property requested by St. Peter's Healthcare System and New Brunswick Recreation. Bugalo Park Field facing Easton Avenue, Community Health Fair, in conjunction with the New Brunswick Recreation's Day of Fun, Saturday, June 2nd, 2018, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Police extra duty. Number nine, approve amendment of resolution R-031807 to pay additional legal fees in the amount of $1,500 to Orleo and Donahue LLC for representation of Mayor James K. Hill in the matter of Arthur Anderson et al. Versus the City of New Brunswick et al. On punitive damage claims from $252,275 to $253,775. Number 10, approve request for use of city property requested by Livingston Elementary School, New Brunswick Board of Education. Location, Youth Sports Complex, baseball and soccer fields, the lower field, Livingston Avenue School Field Day, Friday, June 15, 2018. The rain date is Monday, June 18, 2018. Time 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. 11, approve request for use of city property requested by the New Brunswick Recreation Department. Location, Boyd Park and Amphitheater for Independence Day celebration, Monday, July 2nd, 2018. The rain date, Tuesday, July 3rd, 2018, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Police extra duty. 12, approve request for use of city property requested by Rita Springett. Location Boyd Park and Amphitheater for the Caribbean Tent Cultural Thing Festival, Saturday, August 11, 2018, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Police extra duty. 13, approve request for street closing requested by New Brunswick City Market. Location of streets to be closed: George Street from Livingston Avenue to Patterson Street, and Byard Street from Nielsen Street to Elm Road. For 2018 City Center of Oktoberfest, Saturday, October 13, 2018, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Police extra duty. 14, approve request for street closing and use of Monument Square requested by New Brunswick City Market. Street closure location: Liberty Street, Livingston Avenue from George Street to New Street, the Heldridge driveway to George Street to Byard Street, George Street from New Street to Byard Street, leaving access to the Heldridge driveway for the holiday tree lighting, showmobile performers, and cook-off Friday, December 7, 2018, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the park, 3 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Street closure, police extra duty. 15, approve amendment of resolution R-11147, change order number 5 of Allied Construction Group Incorporated for DNR Canal and Weston Mills Pump Stations upgrade, specification number 245-12WR, amount $15,337. Approval of this change will constitute an increase of 20% or more of the original contract. 16, authorized purchase for the purpose of communication communications under PEPM Pennsylvania Education Purchasing Program R-021457 from Apple Incorporated for one Apple desktop computer not to exceed $1,168. 17, approve award of contract with Allied Oil Company, LLC, to furnish and deliver diesel fuel for the Department of Public Works, 12-month period commencing April 6, 2018 and ending April 5, 2019, specification number 665-18P, not to exceed $90,000. 18, authorize tax collector to transfer several tax and utility overpayments. 19, approve amendment of resolution R-091723, additional amount of $30,100 with Baker & Taylor Incorporated for books purchased from a wholesale distributor for the New Brunswick Public Library, specification number 618-17 RFP, amount $30,100. 20, approve emergency temporary appropriations for 2018. 21, authorize purchase for New Brunswick Public Library under PEPM Pennsylvania Education Purchasing Program R-021457 from Apple Incorporated for 5 Apple iPads for the library, not to exceed $1,890. 22, authorized purchase for the New Brunswick Public Library under Pennsylvania Education Purchasing Program R-021457 from Apple Incorporated for 1 Apple laptop computer for the library, not to exceed $2,058. 23, approve amendment of resolution R-051739, extend the contract for 1 additional year with Elijah's Promise Incorporated for food preparation services for the New Brunswick Senior Citizen Service Center, 12-month period commencing April 18, 2018 and ending April 17, 2019, not to exceed $62,500. 24, approve authorization to advertise for Remsen Avenue Fire Museum fit-out, specification number 921-18. 25, approve amendment of resolution R-031832, reason revised dates, approve relaxation of city noise ordinance and lane closure requested by Nat Masonry. Reason, place a boom truck on Somerset Street in order to install a new final cap at St. Peter Apostle Church, 94 Somerset Street, Saturday, April 7, 2018, alternate dates, Saturdays, April 14 to 21, 2018, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 26, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance and road closure requested by Amtrak Crane. Reason to place a crane on Church Street between George Street and Nielsen Street in order to perform a crane pick at 100 Church Street for Valcourt Safety Systems, Saturday, April 14, 2018. The alternate date is April 21st, 2018, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 27, authorize award of professional service agreement from or with Arthur Sable Jr. Esquire of the law firm of Brunswick, McDermott, Mastro and Murphy for special counsel for the year 2018 to the New Brunswick Police Department, not to exceed $15,000 non-pro-tunc. 28, approve authorization to advertise for food services for the Summer Play Safe program, specification number 675-18P. 29, approve award of contract with Absolute Fire Protection Company for fire engine pump repair services, term 12-month period commencing April 21st, 2018 and ending April 20th, 2019, specification number 663-18P, not to exceed $20,000. Number 30, approve amendment of resolution R-121718, change order number 1, with JTG Construction Incorporated, the Rutgers Village Water Main Replacement Project Phase 2, specification number 625-17W, amount $7,327.99. Approval of this change order will not constitute an increase of 20% or more of the amount of the original contract. 31, approve request for street closing requested by Holy Family Parish. 2 events. For Sacred Heart Church, Easter Vigil with prayers and candles, location Troop Avenue between Sedan Street and Townsend Street, Saturday, March 31st, 2018, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Police extra duty. For St. Joseph's Roman Catholic Church, Easter procession, Maple Street, Somerset Street, Sunday, April 1st, 2018, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Police extra duty, non-pro tem. 32, approve amendment resolution R-111730, supplemental services number 2, with Chai Design Construction Solutions for engineering service for design of standby generators at 3 fire stations. Specification number 791-11 RFP. The amount is $4,000. 33, approve amendment of resolution R-051453, supplemental services number 4, with Design Ideas Group Architectural and Planning LLC for Remsen Avenue Fire Museum and Community Center, not to exceed $32,000. Discussion by council, public, etc. All right, meeting will come to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Egan.
Here.
Councilmember Escobar.
Here.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Here.
Council President Fleming is absent.
Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act are complied with and satisfied in the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick, has been filed with the City Clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper of the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We remain standing for a moment of silence for our men and women overseas and in the armed forces, also to remember Martin Luther King. Thank you.
Make a motion to accept the minutes from March 13th.
Second.
Call the roll.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. Board of Correspondence by the City Clerk.
Yes. A letter of transmittal from PARS Environmental Inc. in regards to a cover certification form, receptor evaluation form, and CID. A letter from New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection in regards to a soil remedial action protectiveness biennial certification non-remedial action permit. A letter from the Division of Alcoholic Beverage Control in regards to an application filed by Hopewell Valley Vineyards LLC. A letter from the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection in regards to one 550-gallon #2 heating oil underground storage tank system. The correspondence will be forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have no public hearings, right?
No.
We have ordinances on second reading. Number 1, a bond ordinance providing for the funding of various park improvements by and in the City of New Brunswick, in the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, appropriating $371,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $353,000 bonds or notes to finance part of the cost thereof. Anyone from the public wish to comment on that? Number 1. Seeing none.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. Number 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Stopping, Standing, or Parking, Section 10.16.210, Schedule 38, time limit parking areas in regards to Lewis Street. Anyone from the public wish to comment on that? Please give your name and address, and you have 5 minutes or less.
Good evening,
Mr. Vice President Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick. Wanted to hopefully ask about this, and it appears there's at least one other related ordinance, the very next one, and then potentially another one dealing with Lewis Street. Can you just tell me what the purpose is of these changes?
Mr. Valenti.
Yes, specific to item number 2, it's the reestablishment of a one-spot 15-minute parking zone on Lewis, just up from Central. Back in '98, there was one, but it was one driveway closer to Central Lewis, and we had eliminated because there was some difficulty with the fire engines making a left from Central onto Lewis. So all we're doing is moving it up one spot.
Okay. And so does that have anything to do with the next one, or should I come back and ask?
It's probably best if you do it separately. Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second. Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. Number 3, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick. Title 10, Vehicle Traffic Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 10.16.210, Schedule 38, Time Limit Parking Areas in regards to Central Avenue.
Thank you once again, Charles Cradaville. Appreciate you answering the first question. Now that we've learned that one spot is moved, the area is being moved one spot on Lewis Street, what's happening on Central Avenue?
That's one.
Specific to item number 3, it's just we're changing the time. It's an existing 15-minute parking zone. We're just changing the time from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
And what's the reason for that?
This is adjacent to Joe's Liquors on Central, that little triangle between Central, Cortland, and Lewis. It just coincides with the hours of operation.
Understood. So this is the triangle.
This one is on the triangle, correct? It's existing.
Anybody else? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. Number 4, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 5.80, Rent Control. Add new section 5.80.095, requiring landlords to provide for written receipts for rents and other payments paid in cash or by money order. Anyone from the public wish to comment on that? Yes.
Buenas noches,
Good evening.
mi nombre es Ricarda García.
My name is Ricardo Garcia.
Quiero agradecerles por haber tomado su tiempo en hacernos caso a la petición que le hicimos anteriormente y por la que ahora van a votar.
And I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time to pay attention to the issue that we've raised in the form of the petition, and that you've come to this point of being prepared to vote.
Quiero agradecerles en nombre de la comunidad de los inquilinos, porque sé que con esto muchas personas ya no tendrán tantos problemas.
I'd like to thank you on behalf of the community of people who rent, because I know that with this ordinance, it will help a lot of people to have fewer problems. Thank you.
Good. Anyone else? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. Number 5, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.16, Stopping, Standing, or Parking, Section 10.16.020, Schedule 24, no parking at any time in regards to Lewis Street.
Good evening once again, Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Could I just find out what changes are being made to this part of Lewis Street?
This is specific to an existing no parking zone on the bend. It's halfway between Somerset and Hamilton. You come down Lewis, there's a bend. There's a no parking zone on the right-hand side to facilitate the traffic movement. When I was researching the past of the previous ordinance, I recognized that the side of the street was inappropriately described. So we're just correcting the side of the street.
Correcting an error.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. Number 6, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles of Traffic, Chapter 10.16, Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 10.16050, Schedule 29, Time Limit Parking, and Section 10.16.020, Schedule 24, No Parking at any time in regards to College Avenue.
Good evening once again, Charles Cradaville. Just wanted to find out what changes, if any, are going to result from this ordinance.
Specific to this item, some time ago, the city entered into a memorandum of understanding with Rutgers with respect to College Avenue, in which we eliminated the parking. We had neglected to catch the last 2 spaces on the westbound side of College, south or west of, or south of Huntington. There are 2 metered spots almost in front of the old police station. So we neglected to include those when we removed the parking in College. We're just cleaning that up.
So the meters are already going.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing none.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. Number 7, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. Anybody from the audience wish to comment on that? Seeing none.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. We have an ordinance on first reading, an ordinance to authorize the sale of city property and the granting of permanent easements regarding Block 242, Lot 10.03 with New Jersey Transit for County Yard Improvements Project located at 400 Jersey Avenue, the amount $727,000.
Move the ordinance setting down April 18th at 6:30 PM, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. We have resolutions 1 through 33. Anybody from the public wish to comment on any of the resolutions? Yes.
Good evening once again, Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick Today. Number 9 is this lawsuit, mayor's bills and the 2 lawsuits now over $253,000. Can you tell me, is the case of Arthur Anderson et al. Versus City of New Brunswick any closer to resolution? Is it still in the discovery phase? What's the update?
It's always getting closer, but Mr. Shannon?
No closer, I don't think, than I reported at the last meeting last week, which is still in discovery. And this particular authorization is for $1,500.
Thank you. Number 15, change order for the upgrade of the 2 pumping stations. Can you tell me what necessitated this change, this increase?
Sure. Wow.
Yes, this was, we were trying to reuse a 2-inch water line that was used for the new screening system that we installed. Unfortunately, after we had paved it, there was an issue with the line. It was an old galvanized line that broke. So we replaced that with a copper line, and we also installed a 2-inch meter pit so we can better monitor water that we're not charging for. So we actually use potable water to clean the screen, but we also want to track that for usage going forward.
Thank you. The very next one, I just want to learn a little more about the Pennsylvania Education Purchasing Program and how New Brunswick is involved.
The computers, the Apple computers.
It's a cooperative that municipalities can take advantage of, and in this case, we thought the Apple computer that we're purchasing was best priced through this cooperative.
Okay, it's open to all 50 states or just 2?
Don't know the answer to that.
I'm in the right state, though. This is New
You're in the
Jersey.
right state.
I would like to know about 26. What is Valport Safety Systems, and what exactly is going to be, what is the crane going to be used for?
Specifically, the Kilmer Plaza building has mechanical equipment on the roof. By OSHA, you have, if you don't have a certain distance to the edge of the roof, you're required to have safety rails. So the valve cord is a safety rail system. The crane's just going to be lifting the material onto the roof, and they're going to assemble the rails.
Thank you. I do want to ask about just the, I see a couple of resolutions here for the fire museum at the community center in my neighborhood. Would just like to understand what the time frame is for that and the total cost of the improvements.
Well, specific to Resolution R041824, that is just authorization to advertise the construction. Specific to Resolution R041833, this is for essentially the construction administration services for the fit out of it. We expect hopefully to have bid documents ready to go on the street within a month, and then we'll do award and we'll go right, So my guess is probably in about 2 to 2.5 months we'll get started there.
2.5 months to get started. How long will it take before it, finally opens to the public?
As it relates to the public, I don't know. As it relates to completing the project, we're guessing it's about a 3.5 month duration. There's some long lead items because this is mostly exhibits and displays for artifacts and specific custom signage, wallpaper, accents on banners and stuff like that. So some of those items are a little bit longer lead. But it's nothing structural, it's primarily just the museum exhibits.
Thank you. I look forward to the completion of the project. I think it'll be a really good thing for New Brunswick to have a museum that focuses on the noble profession of firefighting. Thank you.
Anyone else on the resolutions? Seeing none?
Move the resolution.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes. Items for discussion by the council? Anybody?
No, I just want to quickly say thank you to those committee members who came to talk about the need of having receipts for the rent. I think it's a service that not only will help the renters, but also the landlords in the long run. So I appreciate the work that they put in that, so thank you.
And if there's any problems whatsoever, please contact us.
And there's a jazz project / festival going on this month, so take advantage of all the music that's throughout the city.
Thank you. We'll open it up for the public discussion. Anyone from the public have anything to bring to the attention?
Hi, yes, Danielle Moore, 42 Comstock Street. First, I'd just like to start off with the last 2 meetings. There were snowstorms, I would like to say, for the city. They did a great job in cleaning up. Also, a great job with the Board of Education cleaning up. And they will possibly get ready for another one the weekend. I'd also like to thank the city, also great job where it's completed for Lee Avenue and Della Van Lee and Comstock, Handy and Renson and Ward. The lighting system is done 24/7, where it lights up to let know people cross the street there, let the drivers know people are crossing the street there. That was a great job. I have a question. Any news on the flashers for middle school? Speed-wise, 25 miles per hour?
We still have not been advised by the state DOT if they promulgated their traffic regulation order. We're waiting on the state to verify that that has been enacted, then we can proceed with establishing the crosswalks, establishing the school zone, excuse me.
I have a question. After I return, I give the city pictures of proof of what I'm saying something needs to be safe for. Does the city ever show the pictures to the county?
I don't believe so.
And the reason why I say that, which I will be there to thank the county, that was where I gave you some pictures back in May stating that for Easton Avenue and Frontage, you make that right turn, where I gave you pictures stating that the cars do not respect the pedestrian due to where they do not stop at the light, and where sometimes all you do is just tell me, okay, something's going to be done in the next year, where I will say thank you to the county due to where I gave them the same pictures that I was giving to the city here, where I'm beginning to think, wow, is some things that the city trying to really look forward and making things safe around here?
Well, we may not do the pictures, but we certainly have communication with the county.
Well, like I said, wow, I gave them the picture, and I will tell you, they surely responded quicker, much quicker than the city did, and I will thank them on that.
It's a
It's
county
their
road.
road, it's a county road, we're supposed to do it.
But like, come on, I know you guys have more power than I do. If you would just speak up with the pictures and just, you speak to what I'm asking for, I think it would be a better thing. Were you gonna say something? Instead of just telling me, okay, they'll be redoing it in another year.
No.
I thought you were gonna say something, but yeah, yes. Also, I'm just asking, also, I know it's not the fire department's responsibility, but I thank you every time. I'm just asking for your help. If you can just, once again, help out with the loose wires to make it a little, it's not your responsibility, like I said, but I still thank you, just ask you due to where you get calls to loose wires being down, checked for electricity, if you can just, like, move them out the way. Like I said, just asking for your help. It's not your responsibility, but I thank you every time for helping out due to where it will be getting warm for the kids to be outside playing, so no one does not get tangled up in. I would appreciate your help. Thank you.
Were there any specifics, Mrs. Moore? Any specific areas that you knew of? Or?
Well, it's a lot. Like I said, give it a little time. Like I said, we did have quite a few storms, but yes. Thank you.
Good evening, members of the council. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick, editor of New Brunswick Today. I want to thank you for tabling the ordinance to provide that long-term tax exemption for the building at 90 New Street. I think the right thing to do was to vote no, but I'll take the tabling. That's a good thing. Can you just tell me why did you table that ordinance?
We thought it was the best.
Super. Is it fair to say the developers have withdrawn their application for that exemption?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
Sir.
Yeah, well, as Mr. Cradaville and I have discussed before, the developer found that their construction costs were coming in higher than they originally anticipated, so they're reevaluating the project and whether to go forward with it or not.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I hope that any tax exemptions that are applied for are scrutinized by the council, and I'll certainly do my best to provide you with whatever analysis I can about the impact it'll have. I think these things in general are very bad for the school system, and there's nothing stopping the council from pursuing agreements that involve funding the school system as opposed to the one that was proposed and tabled. Thank you again for that. So the mayor alluded to a 12-acre portion of the city that's going to be home to a technology and research hub. Governor Murphy came here to talk about it. Can you tell me where these 12 acres are located?
Maybe where the former Farron Mall is, where the hub project is going to be located. Also an area off of New Street between Joyce Kilmer and the railroad and the old Mayfair parking lot.
Thank you. Any update on the contamination of the Farron site? Has it been cleaned up yet, or is it still contaminated?
County project. Have to ask, you don't ask the freeholders on that, they're in charge of that.
Okay, I've been waiting to hear back for some time from them. Can you please ask the water director about the valve break that occurred on March 23rd? Approximately what time of day did that occur?
Not very have any idea.
I know I responded to the mayor's office. Jennifer, do you recall what time? I believe it was 10 o'clock, 11? No, 11:30.
11:30.
11:30. Yeah, we actually had personnel on site at 11. The valve, quote unquote, walked off. If you don't understand what that means, is when you take a pipe out and you're replacing a valve, if it's not properly tied in, the valve can come off the end of the pipe, which that did. And this is all in an effort to replace the water lines that are out there as part of the, I guess you want to call it, growing pains of replacing the infrastructure that's there, replacing it with new. So I mean, but we were there 30 minutes before it happened. We also had our distribution team on site immediately, and we started shutting down valves to isolate it as soon as we could, understanding the age of the pipe that's out there and the discolored water issues we've been facing. We started notifying residents right away, and then began a flushing program to alleviate any stress with that. and we continued flushing until about 11 o'clock at night.
Thank you. Can you please ask Captain Miller, is it true that an Edison police officer drove a police vehicle into our city and slashed somebody's tires here in downtown New Brunswick on March 19th?
Like I responded to Mr. Gradable earlier, he knows the answer. That was a domestic violence incident, and I can't provide any details on domestic violence.
So, Captain won't confirm whether that officer brought a police vehicle into our city and slashed someone's tires here.
Well, it has to do with domestic violence, he can't.
Will not confirm that.
Okay, so he won't confirm that an Edison police officer drove a police vehicle into our city and slashed someone's tires here in downtown New Brunswick. Is it true that this person was not arrested and was instead released on a summons?
Again, I'm not discussing any details of the case. Mr. Gradable got up and clear in response to this. He knows the answers.
I received one sentence response, and I received a police report that had 4 words saying it was a fresh arrest and see another report. So personally, I think there's more to this story, and I would like to know.
Have you checked with the Edison Police Department?
No, I have not. This is a crime that New Brunswick police investigated, and I want to know why this person was not arrested.
Sometimes people are not arrested for good cause or whatever, so it's a judgment call, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know if this would have happened if this guy was not a police officer. I think the fact that he was allegedly using a police vehicle to commit this crime means he should have been charged with second-degree official misconduct. He should be facing an indictable charge. He shouldn't be facing a criminal mischief charge. And I want to know why this officer appears to be getting favorable treatment from our police department.
Captain Miller.
Mr. Gradable seems to be implying to the council here that he wasn't arrested yet. He received in an open request a copy of the arrest report, so he's telling you, he's making stuff up here, so I don't know what he's trying to say. Okay. He received a copy of the arrest report, so obviously the individual he's talking about was arrested.
Did you receive that, Mr. Gradable?
I received the report, so he was arrested, but he wasn't taken to the county jail, is what I'm saying.
You said he wasn't arrested.
I apologize. When I'm wrong, I apologize. I made a mistake. He may have been arrested, okay? But he was not taken to the county jail and put into the criminal justice reform system where he would have had to be subject to pretrial detention. And I'm suggesting that he should have been charged with a higher degree crime. So I would like to know, and I did ask and not receive an answer to Captain Miller when I asked that question. The question was, why was he ROR'd? Why was he released on his own recognizance and not taken to the county jail and put into the system like anybody else? If somebody else did this, they would be put into that system.
Well, I would assume if they're released on their own recognizance that there's a good reason for that.
I wouldn't assume that, especially given this person's a police officer, especially given his brother is a lieutenant in New Brunswick. So I am concerned that this person's getting favorable treatment. And I can't prove it, but I want an explanation. I'd like to understand why this person is able to come into our town, slash somebody's tires, maybe take a brief trip to the police station and then be released on their own recognizance. Why is that? Would that happen if it was anybody else?
Mr. Anderson, I have to elaborate. There's something called the Bail Reform Act, which took effect about 2 years ago, which many people, even for crimes that you would think would go right to jail, are not taken to jail. They're released ROR. I don't know anything about the details of this particular case, but it's not unusual in today's environment with the new Bail Reform Act to have people ROR. Happens all the time.
Personally, I think he should have been charged with a more serious crime since he was using his police vehicle. But I'll move on. I need to know, has the mayor replaced Jurgen Walde on the New Brunswick Housing Authority Board?
I don't know, did you ask the House?
Well, I'd like you, if you could please ask the mayor's office, the representative who's here in the mayor's office.
Jennifer, do you know if anything?
I know that his term was up as of yesterday. I don't have any further information as to whether or not his reappointment has been made or not made. That request was relayed to us in the mayor's office. I haven't completed it yet.
Okay. I'll draw your attention once again to this article in the Home News where Mr. Wolde threatened me with physical violence and then lied about it. It's on video. Video doesn't lie, so I know you've seen the video and I know you've seen this. And whatever influence you have to encourage the mayor not to reappoint someone like this to another 5 years on the Housing Authority Board, I think would go a long way towards improving the reputation of the Housing Authority Board. And if I may just make a recommendation, put someone on the board, or ask the mayor to put someone on the board who actually lives in the public housing. There is currently no representative who lives in Schwartz Homes or Robeson Village. There are hundreds of families there living in bad conditions, and exactly. And I would think that it would be wise, and I did recommend this to the mayor's office, for New Brunswick to hold elections for those positions. Some towns do it. Some housing authorities actually hold an election for more than just a resident council. Resident council is a good first step, but I think the mayor should give his appointment to the people and let the people of Schwartz Robeson pick a representative to serve on that board, because they have not had one for years. And I think it would go a long way towards making sure the concerns of those residents are addressed at that board. And so I would ask you to please do what you can to have the mayor not appoint this problematic person, and instead do what he can to put somebody from Schwartz Robeson on that board, and even better, let democracy pick that person.
I just want to clarify something, Mr. Carnival, that you mentioned. There is a resident member on the commissioner's board. It just so happened that for the past, I would say, maybe 2 terms, it having some challenges, but they have always representation of a resident. And when they look for representations from everywhere, so specifically from one area, and it could be anybody who resides in Fort Robinson, or it could be somebody who's received Section 8. So this has always been, I just want to be clear, that there has always been somebody in the board that is a resident representative. There's some challenges, but this has been there.
Yes, and if I may respond briefly, there is a person who lives in Section 8 housing who has been on the board but has not been active, has missed the past 5 meetings. And regardless of that person, Section 8 and Schwartz Robeson are very different worlds. And I think that the fact that NPHA is the landlord for all of those families, hundreds of families, they deserve a representative from their community. I do understand, yeah. But when they look to try to identify somebody for the Borough Commissioner, they just don't say that it's a Section 8. They look all over, so that they had been able to identify somebody who resides in Fort Robinson is different. But that attempt has been made. It's just, it hasn't been done on purpose, or not going to leave these tenants, out of the process. It has been attempted before. So I just want you to be clear, okay? I hope that there'll be an appointment made soon, and that it won't be Mr. Wolde who is disgraced his position and is costing the authority money with his misbehavior. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good evening, Junior Amaro with Food and Water Watch, 100 Bayard Street. I have some materials for the council, if I may. Thank you, Council, Council Vice President. My issue is regarding the off-fossil fuels resolution that we've been urging councils to adopt, and approached the council a few times, and I was just wondering if there's been any further discussion about a possible resolution. What you have there in your hand is a resolution that Perth Amboy just passed last week, I believe, and I wasn't sure if y'all saw East Brunswick's resolution. Bipartisan council of Republicans and Democrats passed an off-fossil fuels resolution of their own. Just wondering if there's any update.
I've seen it, so I know we've discussed it before. I'll keep on discussing. Anybody else?
Yeah, we have talked about it, so it's in progress.
Okay.
The conversations.
Awesome. There are many Catholics in New Jersey. I consider myself a Catholic. Some of you all have heard of the Pope Francis's encyclical, Laudato Si, and I was hoping to read some of it. He focuses on the environment, really, in a large part of it. I'll just read the introduction passage. Laudato Si, mi Signore, praise be to you, my Lord, in the words of this beautiful canticle. St. Francis of Assisi reminds us that our common home is like a sister with whom we share our life, and a beautiful mother who opens her arms to embrace us. Praise be to you, my Lord, to our sister, Mother Earth, who sustains and governs us, and who produces various fruit with colored flowers and herbs. This sister now cries out to us because of the harm we have inflicted on her by our irresponsible use and abuse of the goods with which God has endowed her. We have come to see ourselves as her lords and masters, entitled to plunder her at will. The violence present in our hearts, wounded by sin, it is also reflected in the symptoms of sickness evident in the soil, in the water, in the air, and in all forms of life. This is why the earth herself, burdened and laid waste, is among the most abandoned and maltreated of our poor. She groans in travail. We have forgotten that we ourselves are dust of the earth. Our very bodies are made up of her elements. We breathe her air and we receive life and refreshment from her waters. I know that's very deep. It's no reflection on this council or any elected body in New Jersey. I just wanted to show the heaviness of at least the 2 billion Catholics that are in this world supporting Pope Francis's Laudato Si and his call to protect the environment. A few other quotes: we are not God, the earth was here before us and given to us. The climate is a common good, beginning to all and meant for all. Perth Amboy, a community very similar like New Brunswick's, largely Hispanic population. They recognize, especially after Hurricane Sandy, and the huge floods that resulted because of that. We think that storms are only becoming more powerful. You see Puerto Rico, you see Houston, we've seen it here in Sandy. And because of climate change, because of our dependence on fossil fuels. And this is really where we're urging councils to support these types of resolutions, because we think state level and federal level change comes from the grassroots, from the local level. So I hope I can urge my members to go to their council meetings in cities across New Jersey with the resolution that New Brunswick passes and use it as a model to urge maybe a Republican council in Morristown or around Morris County or the northwest parts of the state or South Jersey and use New Brunswick's hopefully off fossil fuels resolution on why we need to support getting off fossil fuels at the local level and urge the state to do so as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? No other citizen desires the privilege of the floor. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.